The universe is growing. Galaxies drift farther apart as time goes on. But if the universe is expanding, there must be an edge, right? Therefore, tonight we chase a bold question. What is beyond the edge of the universe? We may imagine walls. We might imagine a big room with stars inside it, but space is not a room with walls. There is no outer air, no outside floor. Therefore, we need a better picture. Let's try this. Think about a loaf of raisin bread rising in the oven. The dough is space itself. The raisins are galaxies. But when the dough grows, the raisins don't need to crawl through it. Therefore, the distance between raisins gets larger even if each raisin stays where it is. Every raisin sees other raisins move away. No raisin sits in a special spot. But if there's no special spot in the bread, where is the center of the universe? Well, there isn't a single center in space. Every place can look like the center when space expands everywhere at once. We still say edge because we can only see so far. But the farthest light we can see has a limit. It hasn't had enough time to reach us yet. Therefore, the edge we see is not a wall. It's a horizon, a limit set by time and the speed of light. We map what we can see and call it the observable universe. But beyond that horizon, space can keep going, maybe a lot, maybe forever. Therefore, beyond the edge most likely means more universe we can't see yet, not an empty nothing. How do we know the universe is expanding at all? We measure the light from faraway galaxies and find it is stretched out, redshifted. But light stretches. When the space it travels through also stretches. Therefore, space itself grows, and the light's waves get longer on the way. We also see a faint, even glow across the sky, the cosmic microwave background, left over from the very young universe. But that glow is not random, it has a pattern we can test. Therefore, our best models that match it are models with a universe that expands and changes over time. Okay, you might say, but what shape is space? It might be very close to flat. It could be slightly curved. It could even wrap around in a way that has no boundary at all. But finite does not have to mean edge. The surface of Earth is finite, and you can walk forever without falling off a wall. Therefore, space could be finite without an edge, or it could be endless. If space is endless, there is no edge to reach, but if space is finite and wraps around, flying in a straight line long enough could bring you back near where you started. In either case, you don't hit a wall. You either keep going or you loop. Then why don't we expand with the universe? Gravity and other forces hold local things together, but expansion only wins over very large distances, across huge gaps between galaxy groups. So, your body, Earth, the solar system, and even our nearby galaxies stay bound while faraway galaxies drift apart. There's another twist. The expansion is speeding up. We give the name dark energy to the thing that does this. But dark energy is a label for an effect we measure, not a final answer. Therefore, we keep watching distant supernovas, mapping galaxies, and testing ideas to learn why the speed up happens. What would a spaceship see if it tried to reach the edge? At first, nearby galaxies would slide behind you while new ones come into view, but the farther you go, the more the horizon matters. Some regions move away from us faster than light because space between us grows so fast. So there are places you can never reach, no matter how fast you fly, because the space in between is stretching even faster. So what lies beyond the observable patch we can see today? More galaxies, more space, maybe the same kind of patterns we already see. But there could be gentle changes, tiny shifts in how space curves or how matter is spread. Therefore, bigger and better sky maps help us tell if out there looks like right here. People ask, if the universe expands, what is it expanding into? That word into tricks us. It makes us picture a bigger room around a smaller room, but the universe is not growing inside a bigger space. Space is the thing that's growing. So, a better question is, how does space between things change with time? Let's return to the raisin bread. At any raisin, the world looks normal and local. But if you look across the loaf, you see bigger gaps. Therefore, the between grows. That's expansion. We also talk about time in the story. Light takes time to travel, but every year light from slightly farther places reaches us. Therefore, our observable horizon grows. The edge we can see today is not the same edge we will see tomorrow. Will we ever see the whole universe? Probably not. But we can keep pushing that horizon outward, step by careful step. Each new survey, each new telescope, and each better map adds to our picture and tests our ideas. Here's a small challenge to think about. If two galaxies are glued together by gravity, like two raisins stuck in the same cluster, do they still drift apart as space expands? Gravity is strong inside the cluster, so the answer is no. They stay together while the cluster moves with respect to other clusters. So, expansion shapes the big picture, while gravity rules the local picture. So, what is beyond the edge of the universe? There is likely no hard edge at all, but there is a limit to what we can see right now. The beyond is more universe, hidden for the moment by distance and time. This answer may feel strange at first. We like walls and rooms and edges we can touch, but the cosmos is larger than our room-shaped ideas. We update the question and get a clearer view. Not what is it expanding into, but how does it expand between? In the end, this is good news. No wall blocks curiosity, no edge ends the map. Therefore, we can keep asking bigger questions, keep building better tools, and keep turning the unknown into known. The universe is growing, our map is growing too. But the best part is simple, there is always more to learn. So let's keep looking up and keep going. Be curious, let's explore more of the big questions together. Leave your curious questions in the comments and perhaps it might just be the next episode.